Bengals. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Hey, hop, please!
52! 52's the mic! It's our time. It's our time.
Check, 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 check.
Check 50. Check 50. Motion!
Hey, hop!
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
You. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Watch twins. Slam.
Hey, hop!
Back to Mixon on first down. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Now a first carry for Donnell Pumphrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Watch the shift. 58, right here. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. You run. Slam.
Jackson. Looking deep downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Right here. Let's make these babies proud. Bravo. Let's make these babies.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. He's got his man, Boyd. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally down at the 32-yard line. 31 yards there and a 1st down.
I don't care what the game plan was coming in. After these runs,
you're running it, right?
you make sure you keep circling on your play sheet, running plays that are working, and keep patting those big offensive linemen on the back. They're doing a great job.
Goes without saying the defense is going to have to adjust to this.
In a big way, and they've got to figure out, do they have to sell out to stop the run, or can they just do it better than what they've done so far?
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Touchdown, defense. On your team.
A first carry for Samaje Perine. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Now Mixon, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Keanu Neal. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 59 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Jackson now. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carl Lawson. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
We got double up. 59 Mike, 59 Mike. Check, 59.
Jackson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Deontay Johnson with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going, and it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey already? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him, but whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll run with Mixon. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
Keanu Neal brought him down. A 5-yard pickup on the play.
6-0 our score after 1. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. They'll need to convert a 3rd and 7, though, to start things out. Now it's Mixon running right, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
What do you think, Brandon? I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Check back. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Hey, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Mike's 59. Look at 59. You can't block me. You can't block me. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Going up top. And this will be caught at the 30. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Calvin Ridley, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Let's go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it up. Now they run with Mixon. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
From the 38, Dalton. He completes it to Boyd. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line. Andy Dalton looked good on that pass, but I'll tell you what, all time in his career against Pittsburgh, it has been a struggle. 3-12 as a starter against these Steelers. Just more evidence of their dominance over the years in the AFC North. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Check 52. Here you go, 368.
5.
52. Hey, watch the slant, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch that.
And Dalton to throw. On the right side, caught by Green. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They look to throw on 3rd with Dalton. And that is incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, See if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Second and 9 at the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Right, check. 59. Here it comes. Check 24.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a first down. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. It's Pumphrey on the toss. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. And 58 is a Mike. Go 58 to the right.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
They can't stop.
Geno Atkins able to record his 5th sack of the season.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Now it's Jackson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Yeah, and that play was pretty well doomed right from the start. The pressure was really affecting him. Collapsed everything in the pocket. He had to move around, try to get it downfield. Incomplete.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. On the return, Jackson. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, 79 yards, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Now he'll escape to his, and he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Nick Vigil. Showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Play action. Now Jackson. He sets to fire deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Here we go, D. Here I come. Rush in. Rush in. Rush in.
Throwing is Jackson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go.
Jackson throwing again. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Intended for Vance McDonald. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, this from 53. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They run with Pumphrey. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
He was brought down at his 49-yard line.
Check 26, check 26.
It's 2nd and 8 at their 49-yard line.
Check it for football. Switch ball.
Mike, check, 59, 59. I'm on.
From just shy of midfield, Jackson under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's got his tight end, Oliver. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
58 to Mike.
Man, I got you. 58, boys, 58. I'm coming.
Here's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
58 for Mike, 58 for Mike. No gain on this defense.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike.
Hey, check.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Geno Atkins in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 7 at the 11-yard line.
Let's go. Do like you. Move. What you got, Eddie? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go.
Hey, check 24.
Dalton on the draw to Mixon. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. The tackle there by Mark Barron.
That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Watch 52. 52's the mic. I know he ain't got it.
No. Check that. We want Mike 50.
On third down, Dalton. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Ryan Shazier got in that time, the first-round pick of 2014. Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. Taken from just outside the 30. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
58, boy, 58. 58, Mike. And here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
58, right off. Mike, 58, right there.
All day, every day, any day.
Now Jackson going to throw again. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Pretty lucky to get the football back. Had his target out there waving the arms, saying I'm open, but maybe didn't see him quick enough.
And I know the jokes are always about defensive backs' hands. What really actually happens, you don't get many opportunities. You get over anxious, and you start to think about taking it away and going the other way instead of focusing and catching the ball.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Jackson. He shakes him off. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 21-yard line.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Big stop, let's go.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Boyd. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Stop.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
He's checking. Crash. Shift. Alert flare.
Again, it's Mixon. Mixon hit, and the ball is out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down, Bernard. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 39-yard line.
They'll run again with Pumphrey. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
To throw is Jackson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift. That takeaway, even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Yeah, let's get him. 152. Watch the curve.
Check four.
On 3rd down, Mixon. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. It's taken to the 26. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10.
Check, check. Fresno, Fresno, Fresno. 58, boys, 58, 58. Come on, let it go.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carl Lawson, his 2nd sack of the night.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
After the sack on 1st down, Jackson. And the pressure gets to him again. Sam Hubbard able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure.
Undercrunch, undercrunch.
Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
58, right over there, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Go. Go. 58 is the Mike. Go, 58 is the Mike.
Now it's Jackson. And he's going to go down again. Carl Lawson able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they went with the nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
58's the money. 58's the money.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Geno Atkins. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. On 1st down, Mixon. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. This is Mixon. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Kill. Hatch it. Sponge. No. Jack. Watch the twist.
The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Bullock's kick is good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. And from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 20.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
58's the Mike. 58's the Mike. Neil, check back. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with an extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. Yes, it was a touchdown. And not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Big spot. Andy Dalton. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. So after the run for a yard, here comes 2nd and 9 from the 26.
93, 52, 93, 44, 44. There you go. Hey, Alpha.
Mike 52. Oh, yeah.
Regular.
Here we go again.
So now the first OT throw coming for Dalton. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Coming up on a 3rd and 9. Opening drive of overtime as they look to convert. Dalton here from the gun. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Ryan Shazier in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here's Kevin Huber now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. Fielded at about the 28. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try to cut down the length of the drive. Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Now what can Jackson do here in overtime? Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
58 to Mike, 58 to Mike.
Here's Jackson to throw. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. 23 yards on the play. And you definitely could make the case we might not even be in overtime had he not thrown 3 interceptions in regulation. But looking better here so far in OT.
Yeah, and when you think about what a coach is thinking at that point, because normally you've thrown 3 picks during the game, you might craft your play calling to be a little more careful. Not in this case. The green light still on for him.
Just like that. Just like that.
58, right over there, right over there. Yeah. Mike,
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
We got 4. 58 to Mike. 58 to Mike.
Defense wins championships, baby. Check 43. 58's the Mike. 58's the Mike.
Jackson. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Offensively, back-to-back really nice plays. This defense, they've got 2 timeouts, maybe should burn one.
Yeah, when you get back-to-back explosive plays, to me, anything over 10 yards, I don't care if it's a run or a pass, I count it as an explosive play. That sets your defense back on its heels. A timeout here would be a good idea and try and get themselves settled because we're in OT. This is big time.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
It's our time. 58's the Mike. 58's the Mike. Drop deep, drop deep. Go, go. 58's the Mike. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Let it go.
Back to throw. Jackson. And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Steelers, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.